Hi all, welcome to my channel. Well, and look, I can't start it like this. Pre-warning for you, things are going to get bright. There you go, that's better. Always got to wear all the doctor's uniform while I'm building the Valentino Rossi M1 motorcycle, which is exactly what I'm doing today. We're going to be doing stages 69 to 73, I believe. There's 5 stages in here, all about the pipe work in this one, so there's going to be a lot of detailed work to do. Now, this build is available from Deagostini Collectables, and I have put a link in the video description just there. I've got a smile on my face because you do get a plethora of free gifts when you subscribe to this. Can't think what some of those things might be. Shameless advertising, aren't I? Anyway, we've been working on this. I want to jump into it because there is so much detail to do. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So we're going to start in stage 69, and here's the magazine. Now, the next few stages are all about detail and pipe work, and as you can see, we've got a whole heap of stuff here, which we're about to add to the forks. As you remember, in the last stage, we actually put the handles on. So once we've actually put these into place, it should look just like this. Now, we do have some bits that we're going to have left over, namely these pipes and stuff, which we are going to need for the next stages. But if I just flick through the rest of the magazine, that's what it's looking like. So here is stage 69. Just so you know, the barcode here always ends 1 digit above what stage you're on. So as you can see, this ends in 70, which means we're working on 69. Now it's confusing. And the first thing we want is one of these type Q screws. And we also need this top yoke looking like this. And then bringing over the main body of the motorcycle. If you haven't seen that for a while, it's looking like this. We're going to be putting this top yoke just into this section here. Now it is screwed in with this Q screw, and that's in just like that. Then I'll show you on the close-up camera to hide that screw. I am just going to make that a tiny bit tighter. I'm going to be putting over this little section here, which just pushes into place like that. Now I'm going to need these type O screws, because we've got an absolutely massive stage now on this build where I'm going to be putting the front end section with the wheel onto what we've just installed here. It's probably best on the top camera. It's going to go in just like this, and it's held in with those O screws. One in this side, and again, get these in as tight as you can get them, and one in this side just here. And there we go. That's the front end of the motorcycle in place. Now, you see this tube which is running from here. We've got this lead which is running all the way from the back here. I'm routing that all the way around to this side here, and it's going to fit on the nipple just onto this section here. I don't know if you can see where my finger is. So I'll get that into place. I don't want this lead coming out, so I am going to just put a bit of glue just around that nipple, and I'll get this in. So that's what it looks like on that side, and from the top camera, as you can see, it connects just over here. Now the tube that's running up the left side here is actually going to go, if you look on the top camera here, I'll point to it, it's going to go onto the nipple just under these two sections here. There's a nipple just there. So it's just going to go up like this, and I'll put that in place as well. Once again, don't want it falling out. I will put a little bit of glue on it. Now I am going to cut off a little bit of the excess on this. But that's in place just like that. Now, I'm in a position where I can actually lean this to the back of my workstation here, because I've got a couple of things just to create together, and that's just basically putting these two sections together. They are quite a tight fit, so when I put them in, I don't think there's any danger of them falling out. And I'll keep it on the close-up camera there. These are going to go in the top there. They do have a little notch in them, so they can only go one way around. So they're going to go in this way, and I'll just push them in like that. And again, on this side, actually the other way round. they go in at the bottom. And when they're both in, just like that, that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 70, this is the magazine. And then guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to be doing the hydraulic fluid reservoirs. Well, that's what we've actually got. Whether we're doing that is another thing, as you can see. Looks like we're putting pipe work in. We've got these little clamps to put in here. Now, they came in a previous stage. These came in, was it stage 58? Something like that. Well, look, they look like this. They're in the bag there. They're these silver bits here. Because we are going to be putting the front fairing on as well, I believe. Looking like this. So when that's done, it should look just like that there. And there's the rest of the magazine. Now in the last stage, you will notice we had these two pipes here. I'm about to put these on now. Now these are going to be going onto these two tubes here. So what I'm going to do is glue them on to the ends just here. And you know what I'm going to say? I am putting some glue just on the end of these because I don't want these pipes falling out. And that one's too, as you can see, they're both in place there. Now for now, these ends are just going to be posted just down the side here. We're not connecting these up yet, so I'll just keep them down there for now, just to keep them out of the way. But I want you to look at these sections just here. We've got these on both sides. This is what the front fairing is going to be attached to. So this is going to go on like this, and it's going to go over those two sections there, just like that. Now they're going to be held in just on this side with two K screws. They came in stage 69. They look just like this. Now these are hex screws. So I'm going to put these in with my wow stick. And there's two each side to put in. Then turn it over. And just do the same on the other side here. Just like that. Now, probably on one of the cameras here, you can see this is where we've got these two joins here, which are going to have those clips in that I showed earlier. You do have a bigger side and a smaller lug to go in, so it's just a case of pushing these into position. And there you go. There's one in that side. Turn it over, and you can see we've got one to put in just there. And as you can see, that one's in there as well. And with those in place, that is all there is to do in that stage. Coming along. In stage 71, here's the magazine. You probably noticed that we didn't actually open the last pack up, so I don't know if we're going to be working from stuff on that, but in this one, we've got the steering dampener and handlebar reservoir assembly. And we've got all of these parts here that we're just going to create. It looks like just the reservoirs in this one. And that's the end of that magazine. So all the parts for this were from magazine 70, even though we're working on magazine 71 at the moment. We have some pipes in here, looking like that. Two green ones, one clear one. And all I'm going to do first is take these two parts of the reservoir and just piece these together. So we've got the cap and the main reservoir body there. Now in this side just here, I'm going to be attaching one of those green pipes. Now I'm not going to glue this because they're clear. I want it frosting up, so I am just going to take my time to get this over the end. Now if it needs opening up like this one's going to need, what I tend to do is close my tweezers here and just put them in and just rotate it in my hand, warm it up a bit just to get that a little bit bigger. And once you've got that bigger, it should be able to slip on the end here just like that. I'm going to be doing the same with the smaller one here. So with the smaller one, I'm just putting the cap on like that. Again, taking a green pipe and pushing that on. This time that did fit first time. And then I just need to put this clamp into place here, which actually goes in this way. So if I put that in, it is quite a tight fit, so it's not going to need gluing. When that's in, it should look like that. All that's left to do is take this cap, and it's going to go over the top of this cap just here. So make sure it's around the right way. It goes in like this. So when that one's done, it should look just like that. Now in the same way we put the cap on that one, we're going to be doing exactly the same on this one here, which looks like this. So it just goes down the top here, all the way down So then that pipe can just go through the little groove at the bottom there, just like that. Now just bringing over the bike again, I'm going to show you on the close-up camera, on the fairing we put on, we've got the radiator cap there with a nipple coming out the side. I just need to put one end on the side of that radiator cap, just like this. And the other end is just going into the hole just here. And there you go, that's in place just like that. That is all there is to do in that stage. In stage 72, here's the magazine. I'm guessing we've got lots of pipes again. Look, loads of pipes here. And we're going to be actually attaching what we've created, or what we didn't even open, in the last stage. So we're going to be putting all of this into place. So by the end of it, it's looking like that. Getting a little bit fiddly, this build is. So everything I need is in this bag here. This is part of the steering dampener bars. And the first thing I want to do is take this section here and this long section and put that all the way through there so it comes out the other side. Now I want to take this section here, which has got lugs on, and just push these into the holes here. I'm going to see if it's a tight fit, which it is. Not going to need gluing in. So now that looks like that. On the other side of this dampener adjuster here, I've got this little detail here, which is going to go on the end, just through like that, and it's actually going to thread onto this end just here. I'll get that through the hole. So that fits on like that. So when this moves, as you can see, that works like that. This is going to go on the left-hand side of the bike. So let me lie this down. It goes on this section just here. So this section here is going to go on top of that section just there like that. And the other side of this is attaching to the frame over here just like that there. Now I need these type Y screws. Now these come with washers, so I'm going to want to use those as well. So they're on just like that, and I'll get the first one into place just here. These are hex heads. And get that one nice and tight. And then I'll do the same just on this one here. Perfect. So as you can see, that is now in place just there. Just to show you that in operation, when I turn, you can see how that's going down there like that. Perfect. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is take the instrument panel here, and we've got some hinge joints just here, and we've got this section in the middle. This is just going to go on top of these sections just like this. Now to hold the sides in, once again I'm using the Allen key K screws. So probably best on the top camera here. This one's going to go in the top. And then just do the same on the other side. The last screw I need is an L screw. And that's just going to screw the central part of this into the hole just there. And as you can see on the top camera, just getting that in there. Perfect. Okay. That's secure. Now I've kept it on this side here because this is actually the side I'm going to be working on. Now, one of these 125mm pipes is going to go onto the nipple just on the radiator there. So, I'll put some glue on this, just like that. I want to just thread it through the cable guide here. And it's going to connect to one of these pins that's furthest away from the middle row up here. So I am going to just trim off the excess on this. Bit of glue, and I'll get that in. Perfect. And then the last long pipe we have is going to the end of the steering dampener adjuster, which is just here. Again, I'm putting some glue on that. And this is going to go onto the point just next to it here. I am going to trace this down so the cable is out the way. Perfect. And that one's in as well. And that is all there is to do in that stage. And now in stage 73, here's the magazine. All we've got in stage 73 is a big wheel, but we're not doing anything to do with the wheel. We're going to be connecting all of these cables together. So by the end of it, it's looking just like that. Now this is what the wheel is looking like, but we can put that to one side. All I need is all of these cables in here. So the first thing I want is this 140mm hose. Again, just bringing the bike over here. One end is going to go onto the nipple on this section just here. You are going to need to open the end of this out, so I'm going to use a cocktail stick for that, just to get that open. And there we go, that's that side on there. I'm going to trace this through here to the other handlebar. And this one's just going to attach to the nipple that we can see just there. Perfect. So that's on just like that. Now I've got this 30mm cable. That's going to go onto the nipple just here at the front. Perfect. That's in just like that. Once again, the other side of this goes onto one of the pins on the instrument panel here, just there. So now that's in place. Now I'm just going to fit these reservoirs in. So we've got the brake reservoir here. That's just going to go into this point just there. And then the other end plugs into the yoke, which is over this side. Get that lined up and push that in just here. So that one's in just like that. Do the same on the other side with the clutch. And when they're both in, they should look like that. As you can see, the can still turn. Perfect. Put that to one side, because now I've got these connectors here, which I'm going to be putting onto some pipes. We've got two 150mm pipes to put these on. And again, I will just put a little bit of glue just on the end to ensure these stay on. So one on here. Perfect. Do the same on the right hand side one here. And push that on. So I've now got two of these, which I can put to one side. And in this bag here, all I'm interested in is this cross connector here, looking like that. And I'm going to be putting the longest wire I've got left here on this side. The second longest wire going on this side here. On this tiny one at the top, I've got a thin 45mm pipe. That took some pushing to get it in. And then lastly, I've got this 65mm thicker pipe, which is just going to go here. So they're all in place, and that is all there is to do in that stage. And there you go. That's the Valentino Rossi done for another month. I do actually have another pack here, but I am going to leave that till later in the week. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.